the Rocky music's kind of unnecessary. So, like, yeah, they're leaving. You see, Trump just walks off like, is this still the Rocky music going? Yeah, Trump just walks off like a normal person, right? The springtime. Yeah. And fine. So he did feeling pretty good about himself. But look at Biden, right? He needs Jill's help, who's apparently running everything, Jill's help to handle one step. Literally one step. Poor guy, right? And he's like lost, doesn't, I mean, he's got this holding his hands in that like cornholio way. They're shaking hands with Tapper. Yeah, and like it was just last week. Literally just last week, they were saying these were cheap fakes, not deep fakes, cheap fakes. Literally last week, right? There's no time at all. And so I think all the normies, all the Democrat normies, I should say, have realized they've been lied to, right? And they are in freak out mode. They've been lied to for a long time. Biden is not sharp as a bloody tack, quite frankly. He is... they got jello for brains now. Again, never. Poor guy. I mean, like, I think he's a genuinely evil person, but I don't know that. But still, you know, like, and so they're. So again, you know, I see the Sutton's hands like holding everything in place, and then as he's dying, it just turns to smoke, right? And so now, yesterday, we had the Supreme Court made a ruling that. Yes, presidents do have immunity when doing their presidential duty, right? So again, everybody check out this meltdown. This meltdown is quite typical, I think, of what's going down.
Done. I'm done. I'm fucking seriously done. The Supreme Court has pissed me off so much right now.
Oh no, they haven't given me what I wanted. So okay, so what they're saying now, the people like the crazy people like this, they're saying that the president can just do any crime and he gets immunity. No, the president just order an assassination of anyone. No, if you do that, then the president will be impeached. One would like to hope. The president will be impeached. And then tried, right? There's no way of saying that that's part of your presidential duties, right? Wait to see where this goes. It's hilarious.
Like, so much. Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a fucking war. This is a war now, and we are fighting.
It's always been a war, right? It's always, again, you're literally jailing political prisoners, right? Dissidents. And you have been since January 6th, quite frankly, right? It's been shocking what's going on. You're literally jailing your political prisoners. And you're trying to jail your chief political rival. And I love how everybody goes, yeah, Putin. Oh, but this is exactly what Putin does.
For our fucking country. And these assholes are going to take it away. They're going to take it away.
That's right. That is what's going to happen. It is going to be taken away from people like you. You're right. And it is a war. And it is going to be taken away from because you people are degenerate fucks and weirdos that are destroying the world. So, yeah, it is going to be taken away from you. That's true.
Fuck you, Clarence Uncle Thomas. Fuck you. Joe, you now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler and this is 1940.
He's not Hitler and it's 2024. And you're a bonkers mad. And again, what is it people think that he did that's in any way akin to Adam? And like we've seen, okay, I understand in 2016 that you say, he's going to be Hitler. He's going to do the worst that he did. But we've been through it now. We found out just about everything was a fucking hoax, right? And we, again, even through that, the bottom line is, it's about the economy, stupid, if I may quote Bill Clinton. It's about the economy, stupid. We had a great economy. And one of the reasons we had a great economy is because we had world peace. Like, It's already happened, right? It's already happened. You know, we know he wasn't a dictator going around arresting his political rivals, right? Or those connected to him. We know that didn't happen. But yet, you crazy people, and I've had this going on all day on Facebook as well. Let me just switch over there for a second. Where is it? Something came back to me there. I can't believe it. 1 second. Share screen. Doink. So this was over on Nicholas Briggs's page. And again, I've got a lot of like and respect for Nicholas Briggs. I really do. Right? I really genuinely do. If you haven't heard his Human Frontier, I absolutely love it. I like pretty much everything he's done. I like all his work. I think it's excellent. I have a polar opposite worldview on everything to him. I think he's a genuinely moral person, right? But I think this this intimation, what's this? I think this intimation that reform are, you know, secretly Nazis is just a ridiculous one, frankly. Right? It's what you say when you don't have any form of argument, right? So I waited and then commented, right? I went. I was the first one to comment. Nick, I'm sorry, but this is simply defamatory nonsense, completely detached from reality. I'm Jewish and a rabbi, and I fully support reform, as do many peoples of diverse ethnicities and identities. That's factual, right? That is just factual. There's nothing bigoted in any way from loving one's own culture, just as most peoples from around the world do. And there's a lot to love about British culture. Honestly, the closest Britain ever came to emulating those naughty National Socialists from Germany in the 1930s was Labour under Jeremy Corbyn, right? So, man, this just went on and on and on. I saw somebody else. Look, I mean, people just won't let it go. And, like, desperately trying to convince me, no, they're nonsense. No. And I keep saying, well, can you just, you know, point to any, you know, objective metrics? And then they go crazy because they can't, right? They absolutely can't. But man, this has gone on and on and on and on and on. 77 replies. Russian money, racist candidates, questionable policy. Okay, just, yeah, I don't think so. Apparently, there was a racist candidate or a candidate that tweeted saying with racist language. I will certainly agree. And they got rid of him like straight bloody away. That happened today. I think that kind of proves everybody's point, right? But anyway, this is the unhinged, and basically it's come out in these conversations, the unhinged terror, absolute relenting and gibbering terror of not getting not getting your own political way. And at one point I said to one guy, why don't you just go and talk to these people, right? Talk to the people who you think are these terrible racists, right? Just and see if it matches your prejudices. And he's like, ah! And literally, this guy just freaked out. Anyway, doink
him the fuck out. Blow him up. Blow him up, or they'll blow us up.
No, they won't. That's just your delusion, right? It is really just your delusion, darling.
Facts.
No. That very little of what you said was facts. You're a mad bitch, okay, darling? Just mad. Absolutely barking insane, right? So anyway, so then it got even better or worse, depending on your point of view, right? Where'd it go from here? 1 second. So I went over there. So then, you know how they love to say that convicted felon Donald Trump, convicted felon Donald Trump. So that case it's a little bit esoteric and boring to get into. It was that he paid Stormy Daniels, a porn actress, hush money, essentially. Both of them denied they slept with each other, but it was just like nuisance money. And no, he didn't do that. I lied. 1 second. His lawyer, Michael Cohen, did it for him, saying, and then after the fact, while he was president, he billed him and Trump paid him and paid the bill, right? So that's essentially what it was. But they convicted him on a presidential campaign financing. Again, this is getting very, very esoteric, right? But that's basically what they convicted him on, a presidential campaign violation. Was him writing this check or signing this check or authorizing this check. So now, as it was part of his presidential campaign, that comes under one of his presidential duties, which means he has immunity, right? So he's going after getting them quashed, and it's going pretty darn well. Check this out. This broke very recently, I think in about half hour ago, if that, right? From Tim Paul is reporting, Manhattan prosecutors agree to delay Trump's sentencing. Donald J. Trump lawyers want to argue to a Supreme Court decision giving president's immunity for official act should be void his felony conviction. I think Alpha Fox says it the best. And again, this is why I miss Trump being president. I mean, this was just fun. Oh, this is just fun. So yeah, this meltdown is. So again, I just see this as part of like, you know, the crumbling of satanic forces. So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, Farage should be a shoo-in to be prime minister, right? And I have used his prediction model quite a lot. Again, it only really failed me once when I thought Trump was going to win 2020. Well, he probably did, but I thought he was going to become president, but be re-inaugurated as president in 2020, right? I was very wrong about that. And I think the divine plan was showing the normie. Oh yeah, this is what it's like when evil controls everything. Do you like the shittiness of it? No, not really. No. Okay. So again, there's a total unraveling going on. There is a internal fighting in the Democrats side. There's an internal war with the Democrats about what to do, right? The donors are saying he's got to stand down right now, which will give us President Kamala, which will probably be the impetus that will destroy the world, right? I don't think we'll see an election if we get to Kamala, have President Kamala, and it might well happen, right? Obama is saying that allegedly, saying he wants an open convention, a Democratic convention where anybody can nominate anybody. Excuse me. I remember Donald Trump being asked over and over and over and over again, will you abide by the results of the election? No, no matter what, will you abide? Let me ask the Democrats, will you abide by the results of your primary election? Apparently not, right? Apparently not. Not when it suits them, not. Anyway, one of the reasons they won't abide by it, because they can't abide it, right? Check out this video where people are saying, this woman's saying how terrible it will be for Donald Trump to be president. And for me, this is like a campaign video. I'm like, yes! Everything she says is yes. Check this out.
15 promises he has made if he is reelected.
Wait, is this the same person? 1 second. Is this the same person as over here?
Done.
2025, but this is from Agenda 47. And you can read all of these on his website. First,
yes, we like all of this, okay? All of this is good.
Promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history. He will also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking.
Okay, how are those two things bad things? You've had literally millions, right? I think, 20 million? Something crazy. Some absolute crazy number of illegal immigrants entering the country, storming the country, right? How is that a bad thing? And the death sentence of human traffickers? Yes, because most human traffickers are trafficking children, frankly. And I am all on board for sex traffickers to get the death sentence, right? If they could get the death sentence by having their balls melted, I would be completely fine with that, right? 100%.
He will close the Department of Education and
thank God.
Turn all education standards to the states to decide.
That means Alabama won't have to teach that, how teach little boys how to suck dicks, essentially.
He will put prayer back into school, and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs.
Again, That's again. Look at her face. She's like, oh, see. Yeah, none of this is a bad thing, and none of this is racist.
He will end the Affordable Care Act.
Thank God. That means we can have affordable care again.
He will ban gender-affirming care for adults and children, and he.
Listen, I got to hear more about banning it for adults, but for children, 100% on board. I don't know. Am I on board for banning it for adults? I have to know more in context what that is, right? But okay.
Will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender-affirming care.
Thank God. I think that's a good thing.
Which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis. Those will.
Okay, those will remain available. That certainly affirms my gender, baby.
They'll still be available.
And let me tell you, there isn't enough Cialis and Viagra to get anybody hard to fuck you, darling. It's just the way it is. I don't know, maybe with a Millie Gibson mask on, you could get away with it, but I still doubt it.
He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress.
Brilliant! Why are people there when they're like living skeletons?
He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals. He will immediately.
I'm not actually sure that's entirely correct, but I do think this weaponization of the DOJ is going to be severely curtailed.
He pardon all of the January 6thers, and he will.
Oh, you mean the political prisoners?
Create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er.
I'm so on board for this.
He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities.
Well, I think you have to do that because woke cities are out of control. Like Portland is a disaster.
Day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO,
which will mean the European countries will start paying their share.
And says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection.
What, mean for the protection that they're getting from the United States? Yes, they should be paid for that.
He will also restore the wonderful travel ban for Muslims coming to America.
No, it was never Muslims coming to America. It was based on 6 countries outlined by the Obama administration, I believe, and it was far from a Muslim ban.
He will build freedom cities. This is 10 new cities built on federal land. He will award them to areas with the best development proposals, and he will prioritize moving young families to these freedom cities.
That's a brilliant idea because young families can't get on the housing ladder. That is a brilliant freaking idea. Yes, you know, it's all about family and starting with, listen, look at her sour face. That's why she hates it. But why can't everybody just be gay like me? And believe me, darling, we all know you're gay.
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car. He believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off.
Why do you think we can't create a car that vertically takes off? You have heard of aeroplanes, right? And like helicopters. Those things exist, darling. Yeah, are you aware?
He will remove all.
He's like, what? We will just fly in the sky like a bird. Next thing you're saying, we'll be able to contact each other over great distances with small devices we keep in our pockets.
All of the limits on American natural gas exports and drill baby drill for oil.
Oh, you mean so we'll have money again? Oh, that'll be good. I used to like money. I did used to like money.
Oil domestically. He will impose a tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports.
Yep, I like that as well.
He will extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%.
Also, all the corporations will head back to America and start making lots of money, and then everybody gets more money. Again, this is kind of what happened last time, isn't it? Do you remember how we had the best economy of our lives and world peace? Yeah, this sounds like a recipe for that.
He will push Congress to pass legislation that would give every American the right to concealed carry anywhere at any time, and he will revoke.
What's wrong with that?
Revoke any gun restrictions or.
Now, if you're English, you're like, well, no, you can't have the people that carry guns. Why not? What's wrong with responsible gun ownership? Look, it's about 98% of gun crime is gang crime, right? Explicitly created by the Democrats. I mean, like something ridiculously high like that.
Legislation that seeks to inhibit people's ability to own guns that's been passed in the last several years. He will demand that Europe pay back all the money we gave Ukraine, and then he will use all of that money to recruit for the American military.
Again, I didn't know about that, but boy, am I signing up to this.
And he will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities. He specifically names Harvard in this one.
Oh, what? That bastion of freedom that hates Jews. Yeah, I'm kind of on board for that. I think the entirety of our problems stem from terrible higher education.
And then he will use that money to create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent. So that's Agenda 47.
You mean like really helping out the poor people, right? Giving them free essentially, right? Like, look at her face. And how did she think this is a bad thing? If like nothing she listed, I was like, no. Everything listed was like, well, that sounds really rather good, quite frankly. Right? That does sound really rather good. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.